owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Johnson County, welcome to the JoCo Voice. I'm your host, Mike Wilshire, and I have got two amazing guests. Now, ladies, don't say anything yet. I probably might clip you. I haven't turned you on yet. In the house with me tonight, owner, proprietor, operator, I don't know what all you want to say, Heather Boyd of Oh, Why Not? We're going to get to that name and why we named it that. And I've got Alexis Ralston-Mitchell, who is the quarterfinalist, right?
Yes.
For Inked Magazine's
Cover Girl competition.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. I got two beauties in here with me. You got eyes like sapphires, the prettiest blue eyes.
Aww.
you know, and Alexis walks in, she's like just this tall drink of water, smiling from ear to ear. I love it. You guys are great. You know, there's a lot of estrogen in this room, boys. This is the place to be tonight, right? All right. So first and foremost, I wanted to start off with Heather. You and I, we had a Moscato date yesterday. What
We
would you?
did.
What I mean, we got together, we drank, we enjoyed, and your place is beautiful. Tell everybody about the location first and foremost.
Well, the location, the house was from 1915.
Mhm.
It's a Victorian style home. I was driving along one day and I was like, oh my God, I love that place. And I needed an office for my home health. So I called and then I called and went back and forth with the city and wasn't sure if they were going to approve it or not because it had to be flipped to commercial. But finally they did.
Nice. And it's right on the cusp of commercial because it was the first, I think, non-commercial
Correct.
house on North Main.
Correct.
And so you're on North Main. I'm sorry, give the address.
205 North Main.
205 North Main in Joshua, Texas. And the on one side you have the home health. Oh, Why Not is doing a official opening on the 30th of
Yes.
March, right?
Yes.
Yes. And gonna be wine and beer.
Correct.
No liquor, guys. Sorry.
Wine cocktails. Though.
Wine cocktails. Oh,
And
that's what those little glasses were that you had.
yeah.
Oh,
And wine fireball.
Wine fireball.
And wine vodka.
Wine vodka.
Oh,
And wine tequila.
wow.
Well, I thought there was
Oh,
no
why
liquor.
not?
Yeah. Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Now we got to pick on you a little bit because I was like, I'm a huge fan of accents, and like anytime somebody gets around me, I am like, okay, what is that? Is that like, is he Persian or is that no, that's not. That's Arabic, you know. And I'm one of those guys that's trying to figure it out. And whenever I was talking with you, I hear no accent, so I'm like, she's got to be Midwest, roughly Midwest. There's no. So you were born in Southern Illinois on the border of Kentucky,
Yes.
in a rural, poor, rough part of Southern Illinois, I would say. Hard to survive on, huh?
I'm from a village.
You're from a village.
Yes. It literally is a
You're like,
village.
you know that in the Ukraine when they're talking about our
Yeah.
village was attacked, you know, you're
Uh-huh.
like, well, our village just went broke one day and we all left, right? And
Pretty
so,
much.
and your little high school sweetheart joined the Marine Corps. You
Yes.
married him,
Uh-huh.
and y'all ended up here, not with him anymore, but y'all ended up here,
Mhm.
and you have a 25-year-old daughter
Uh-huh.
from him, had a 17-year-old son from your second husband,
Yes.
and all Burleson, or I'm sorry, all Joshua,
Yes.
all Joshua kids,
Uh-huh.
right? Joshua High School, Joshua. So I mean, you're a Joshuan now. I'm sorry. I mean, like,
Unelected.
yeah, you're there.
Mhm.
You've been. I don't know what we called it, hazed in, and and I asked you about the Why Not. Where did you come up from it? And it was, tell us the story of the
Well,
pillow.
I like wine.
Mhm.
So on my back patio, I got some little cutesy pillows, and one of them said, why not? And when I decided to open the wine bar, I was thinking, what would be a really cute name? And I went home and I looked at the pillow and I was like, oh, why not?
Yeah. And it was just like waiting in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Just been sitting there on the back porch all this time, right?
Yeah.
Do you drink wine, Alexis?
I do drink wine occasionally. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
But I'm probably going to be more for that wine vodka. And, probably come for that.
Cocktails are good.
I like cocktails. So
There you go. There you go. And,
You'll love 'em.
So to tell everyone else about the building, though, so all the decorations, you and your daughter,
And
y'all
son.
did, your son,
Mhm.
y'all painted, decorated, did everything.
Mhm.
And just so everyone can understand, the area where the bar was an open area breezeway at one time, right? That they closed in and kind of made into a man cave
Correct.
on that side. And then the area where the upstairs is
Mhm.
was like an attic above where they stored their RV,
Correct.
the family that lived there before.
Yes.
And you've enclosed all that in,
Correct.
and now you have a private room upstairs.
Correct.
And how many can you seat in the private room?
About 48, 50.
48 or 50 for rent, if anybody's interested. It is
Correct.
for rent events,
Mhm.
and you're going to rent out the whole establishment
Right.
for wedding receptions, parties,
Baby
baby
showers.
showers,
Yeah,
anything and
whatever.
everything. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then we have the stage on the back that y'all have, and God, you could put 50 or 60 people easily back there in that back area
Right.
for the live bands. And
Right.
so, any of you fans that have a band that want to reach out to Oh Why Not, contact Heather Boyd. Do not contact me. I'm just going to send you straight to her. When it's over and done with, I'll post you in like messages and stuff and forward them on to you, right?
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. Plus the stand-up comedians you wanted to do
I do.
an open mic. You were talking about the wine and paint,
Correct.
which I so want to do that.
Magicians.
Oh,
Burlesque show.
the burlesque show. I am so there for
You're
the
there?
burlesque show. I'm like,
coming?
Mm-hmm.
oh
I'll
yeah,
be there for that.
yeah, burlesque show. Mhm.
Might be in
Anything
it.
out of the sweet. Woohoo! So
I might be in it too.
you know,
you know?
woo! Oh my god!
Like Victor Victoria, where he comes out in the end and he's like, oh.
I'll be doing the recording.
Right. Have you ever seen Victor Victoria?
No.
In the very end, it's Julie Andrews
Mhm.
is playing the part of a man playing a woman in shows, and they don't realize. And in the very end, they don't know what to do, so they have to just put a man out there. And the only person that knew all the words to it was this one guy, and they put him out there. And Julie Andrews is 104 pounds soaking wet. So she's falling over into these men and they're catching her and all this stuff. Well, when he's out there, he's like falling over and the little skinny little dancer guys can't catch him and they're trying to lift him up. And he's like, don't drop me, you little shit. He's like just slapping them with the fan and stuff. And it's probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was worth watching. So, why not? And are you going to do it? So, do we talk about the soft opening? Do I get an invite?
You do get an invite.
Can we both go? Can the two of us go? Alexis, me, and maybe we'll grab Tiffany and bring her. I don't know.
Everybody.
You don't want a bunch of us winos there.
I do want a bunch of winos
I'm
there.
like,
Oh, why not?
right.
Yeah.
I want to get John Taffer in there.
Yeah.
And him just like screaming, hollering and stuff.
Me too.
Like that would get us some ratings or some
Yeah.
people coming in. I've always wanted John Taffer to choke slam me. I'll use my stuntman background, to have him. Okay, John, come on, we're really gonna do this. Dig your nails in, like grab me by the throat and
make it look really, really
right. But have a bunch of mattresses out there on the concrete. Like I'm not like those dudes that did Home Alone that fell down those steps and all that crap. Those were some bad, horrible.
We need some
accidents.
cushion for these old bones these days.
Exactly. Okay.
We don't get up as easy.
All right. So I'm going to jump in, and before the commercial break, we're going to go ahead and pick on you, Alexis, for a little bit.
Okay.
Alexis Ralston-Mitchell, you were born and raised here.
Born and raised.
You are like some Burleson royalty, aren't you? I mean, Dad went to Burleson High School. Mom went to Burleson High School.
Yeah.
They were high school sweethearts that met, or no?
No, actually.
They went
Sorry,
their
Dad.
separate ways.
My dad dated my aunt first.
What stories?
I'm telling on it.
Oh,
It's
man. We
yeah.
got some Burleson
Yeah.
stuff. Hashtag your Burleson showing, right?
Yeah, it is a joke.
They did one.
But yeah, he dated my aunt, and my aunt went off to school, and my dad went to Vietnam.
Oh,
And
wow.
when my dad came back, my aunt had found her a new man, and my dad decided to ask my mom out on a date, and that was it.
Really?
That was it.
What is Thanksgiving
So-
like? Is it still? I mean, it's
Oh,
all
my.
it's hilarious, or is it not?
No. I mean, we never really
never discussed it.
Never really talked about it. We knew it happened, but we never really
We got
talked
them
about
stories in our family too. In my
Yeah.
family, I'm sure there's many of them that we don't talk about when it's over and done with. But so, Dad graduated Burleson High School, went in the Navy.
it. He went in Army. He
went
was
in the
Army.
He was
Yeah,
Army, I'm
his
sorry.
his dad.
His dad was Navy.
Navy. Yes.
Right. See, I went in the Army, got out, and then went back in the Navy.
Oh.
I was a cop for a little while and then went back into the Navy because I hated being a cop so much. And military life is way simple. you
Yeah.
know, way more simple. It just, in structure is what I needed. So now to this day, I wake up at 5 a.m. and can't sleep past 7, or
Yeah.
else my bones will start aching or something, I'm
Right.
like, I just lay there in the bed until it's done. Right. So, and then so dad, mom, you have 2 sisters,
2 sisters. I'm a middle child.
3 girls.
Mm-hmm. 3 terrors. Well, my little sister, she was actually pretty good.
She was.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah, my mom will say my
But-
little brother was good too,
Yeah.
but he wasn't. He wasn't good.
As we got older, now I'm the good one.
Yeah, see,
So
when we were growing, I know, right. When we were growing up, my mom will tell you that I was the easiest one in the
Yeah.
house growing up.
yeah.
But then whenever I joined the service and I went away, like they heard horror stories and I'd come back, and might be limping a little bit or had a scar or 2 or something.
Yeah.
And, so mom's hair turned white because I was the pirate hunter.
Mm.
And my brother, he became a policeman and at one time worked narcotics. So he was the narc. I was the pirate hunter. And then my little brother was he was the favorite. He worked in a machine shop. He was safe. He was he was a machine inspector, or a parts inspector or something. So, he didn't give her the gray hair
Right.
later. He gave her gray hair whenever he was young, kind
Yeah.
of thing. So, yeah, it's one of those things where you're, being the middle child too, huh?
Yeah. I
Jan.
it really wasn't that bad for me. I wasn't really treated like they say middle children are
Mhm.
treated. My dad was always really fair.
Right.
Still to this day, he's very fair.
Mm-hmm.
And so he always would if it was my birthday, the other 2 got something too,
Right.
and so he's always been real fair. So I never felt like, I got left out. The only thing I got left out on was braces.
Oh,
The older sister had them, then the younger sister had them, and then it came around and I was already out of the house and I was like,
wow.
where's my braces? So I did end up getting braces, but it was later.
Mom and Dad didn't help me with these choppers. I did it on my own.
Well,
right?
Dad
Dad
actually did. Yes,
No.
because he felt bad because he didn't give me braces when I was a kid. So he was like, let me help you with these braces. I did it for your sisters. So.
Oh my God, I love it. So, all right. So, Inked magazine.
Yes.
And let's talk about how. So you are in the quarterfinals now.
Yes, I'm in the quarterfinals now.
And how would people go and vote for you?
Really, the best way to go and vote for me would be to go to my Facebook page and
Alexis Ralston-Mitchell.
Yes.
Got a little hyphen in the middle.
Yes.
Of the
Thank you.
Ralston-Mitchell.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And is there a way we can put a link in any comment or something?
I believe that if Tiffany's back there engineering for me, she can put it in there. But yes, I
Okay.
believe so. If not, we'll find a way and I'll put it in. I'll tag it in the later on the feed.
Okay.
whenever
There's
I'm-
a link right pinned on the top of my page. It's
Mhm.
got the link to take you to my place to vote. Every day you can vote for free.
Mhm.
I encourage free voting daily. And there are other options, but I'm not pushing those options. That's all on whatever anybody else chooses to do.
Right.
I'm just happy to be part of it and see the support I've already gotten from my community and my friends and my family.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, you've made it pretty far.
I've made it pretty far. The competition started out with 125,000 women and it's down to 2,036.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sorry, 2016. I apologize.
2016.
2016. And so the next elimination will be in 10 days and it will go down to 138.
Oh,
So
my.
big cut. And then for the finals, there will be 8 women who will go to the final competition. And so it's getting down to the nitty gritty.
And how old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I was 14.
14.
I was 14.
Did you because you were so tall they thought you were 18? I mean, did your dad sign or your mom?
No. I was over at a friend's house after school
Oh.
one day, and they came across a janky
Mhm.
tattoo gun,
Mhm.
and we were all like, "Yeah, let's get tattoos." And so, like in my bikini area, I got this cross, and it was hideous because you could see every single dot that gun had made.
The
and it was-
janky tattoo
Oh, it
gun.
was so janky.
Right.
And so, I got it, but I was like, yeah, I'm a badass now. Look at me with a tattoo, you know.
Now I can
and-
never show my parents ever.
No.
I'm gonna hide this forever. No bikinis.
Yeah, and I did get it covered, and
Mhm.
it's not there anymore. So
Right.
that one's long gone.
And how many do you have now?
I have no idea.
That's how many.
I do. I have feet done, shins and backs of the legs done. I have thighs done. I have
And they can see it on. They can see it on
All
Facebook.
on
You
there.
have beautiful photos on there. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You've done a lot of makeup. You've done a lot of
Mhm.
modeling, different
Mhm.
photo shoots. I mean,
Yes.
it's been. We're gonna have to get her to do a photo shoot there at the Oh Why Not,
Ooh,
right?
la, la.
You know, hey, holding a bottle of wine, right?
Yeah.
Spokesperson, right?
Right.
And
I'll be
so
drinking
you-
it too. I'm not just holding it.
The
That's
wine
right.
vodka.
The wine
That's
vodka.
right, the wine vodka, and so you have the so I mean, like whenever I look at the pictures, I was trying to. So I have a friend that's blind, and I was
Mhm.
trying to explain. I said it reminds me of the young, pretty Brigitte Nielsen that we all knew back when she was young, not the Brigitte of now.
right,
Not the
right.
At one time, Brigitte was beautiful
Oh,
and
she was
stunningly
a-
beautiful, you know, and stuff. And,
Goddess.
yeah, and this, not,
Goddess.
you know, Beverly Hills Cop or it's on, yeah,
Mhm.
those areas. and
She was
stuff.
with Stallone. Yeah.
But now, I forget what her name is, but you kind of remind me also of the actress from Game of Thrones, the Gwendolyn, I think is her name, Christie, I think something like that. And
I have
she's
not
the.
watched Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
you haven't? Oh,
Don't
she's-
y'all attack me.
Oh, I won't attack you, but she's a like a Swedish woman that's a model
Uh-huh.
and has done, you know, over there they do nudes and
Yeah.
tasteful and like they're nothing for them doing. Gwendolyn Chris, she's
it's
been in
just
all kinds of stuff.
We're
And
modest over here.
yeah, over here
Mhm.
it's way different. And so she came over and she plays Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones. She's this very tall woman who is run around in armor and eventually becomes a knight. Spoiler alert! Sorry.
We'll
But
have
she
to
was a-
go check her
But
out.
she's but you kind of remind me in the photos that you take and the ones that are inked up and the makeup and it kind of reminds me of some of that stuff that I saw over in Europe whenever I was in the service.
Yeah, I've been told several times, Brigitte Nelson.
Brigitte?
Yeah, several times.
That's
and,
actually
and
a
I love
compliment.
it. Oh,
That's a
I
good-
love it. I'm like, heck yeah.
You know, she's kind of you know how bad it's got to be. This is a funny Brigitte Nielsen story. Her and Sylvester were married, you know, at this one time, and Sylvester Stallone and someone came out during this cancel culture and was saying that Sylvester Stallone did something with him. And it was at the time that he was filming this one movie and it was in Vegas. And Brigitte Nielsen comes out of retirement out of nowhere to say that could not have happened. He was on a short leash. He never even showered alone. He never was in the hotel alone.
She's like, not on my
She
watch.
was like, not on my
Mm-mm.
watch. You go sell crazy
Got that
somewhere
man locked
else.
down.
Yeah, you know, and she divorced him and long since moved on in 15 different areas.
Yeah.
But she would, nope. You're not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to let that rumor even slide on through. My men are watched.
Yeah.
They don't go in. She's like 6 foot something, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
6'5" or something. That'd be as scary as all get
Yeah.
out, right?
And especially as she got older too, she
Oh.
could whoop up on
She's
some,
the biggest.
she was like beating up Flavor
Right.
Flav.
Yeah, she's like, there's a reason why he looks like that and talks like that now. Brigitte got a hold of him, right? There was at one time she was doing an interview, and I think the reporters were afraid of her. She was doing like a
Yeah.
press conference, and they were like, "Hey, you need to calm down. Somebody get a tranquilizer gun in here. This lady's mad as all get out, right?" Oh my God, a telemarketer calling me right in the middle of the show. That's always
Is your car warranty's over?
Oh,
You need to get a new warranty.
right. I think that I think that in 10 or 15 years, you know, or let's say like 1,000 years from now, and they're listening back to our old communications, they're going to be like, "What is a car warranty?"
Right.
Everyone talked about a car warranty. No, you know, I had one call me one time, and it was a foreign accent. And I had said something to him. I must have hit a nerve. I'm like, "Why do y'all do this? I mean, like, there's nothing else you could be doing over there, like at all." And this guy just started cussing me out, like, you know, "Screw you, American." But it wasn't a screw. He was
Yeah.
like, he just went off, and I was like, I had to pull over the side of the road because I was laughing. I was like, I finally got one of them. It made it worth it to actually talk.
Finally made him mad.
Yeah, I got
God, what are you
one of 'em.
telemarketers? About
Right,
time
just,
y'all get mad.
I hope y'all all fight with each other in
Call
that
me
little
at dinner.
Yeah, right in the middle of something. It's never. I'm waiting on an important phone call today because I'm looking for a new job. For my regular day job, looking for a new job, and so I'm waiting for a phone call today. And right at 3:15, when this person's supposed to call me, I go to grab. It's a telemarketer, and I am like, and I thought for a minute, because of the accent, I'm like, man, I'm never going to understand my new boss. If this guy becomes my boss, I'm never going to understand. And
I'm going to be saying what a lot.
Yeah, right.
Did you say that again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now, I used to work with a little Vietnamese guy, and he always wanted to be a cop. He wanted to be a Houston police officer. And it was so funny because we couldn't understand anything he said. And then one day we were in there and we're like, hey, Dad, you probably could do the policeman thing because your English is getting better. And he goes, it's not getting better. You are getting used to the way I sound and understand me. He goes, I still speak the same. It's still just, I was like, I never realized that, but you just got used to it.
Finally grew with it.
Kind of got it, you kind of got it. I guess if you're around, like if we're around a bunch of Yankee people long enough, we'd be saying "use guys" and stuff like that.
What, a pop?
Yeah, a pop.
My family says yuns.
Yuns?
Yuns?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Kentucky
Yuns
right
wanna
there.
go?
Isn't it?
Instead of y'all, it's yuns.
Yuns?
Mhm.
Yuns?
Oh, and ours is ours. There's some words that come out. Like I get made fun of by so many people because I just in my redneck ease used to say making in fun of me instead of making fun of me. And to this day, somebody will go, I'm making in fun of you, ain't I? I don't do it anymore. I told you that story.
Young.
Yeah, you got to don't hold things against me from when I was 12.
Right? Let it go.
Get over the past, y'all.
Yeah.
When someone tells a story, my little brother and my older brother, there was this big feud and they were telling this story about something. And my dad and I were trying to figure out when I did this. And it was like, it was like in the 90s. It had to have been in like 96 or something like that. And I'm like, look, the war started in 03 and I was on a tour of duty in 03. And I just think anything prior to the war should not ever be discussed with me. Correct. And then after I retired in 2015, if it's anything prior to like 2017, I don't really want to remember it. Like
There you go.
when I started going to UTA and my life changed, got a different person in my life, got a different life altogether. I'm like, that's the part of my life I want to focus on. And I'm not gonna, there's a photo album there if you want to look through.
If you want to reminisce, you go on.
I don't want to do that. So
we moved. Okay,
so we got 3 minutes to the commercial, and I want to come back to you, Heather, and talk about the bar that you and your daughter made with so it's got
my daughter-in-law.
I'm sorry, you and your daughter-in-law made with the cork.
Yes.
So it's all the cork tops from a bunch of wineaholics. Thousands.
I bought them from Amazon in my defense.
I know you didn't drink all those.
I might have, but they're not the ones.
Maybe about 60%, right? And so y'all poured a what is it called? An epoxy top.
Yes, but before that, I hot glued every one of them.
Oh my God.
There's like 1,500 quirks in there.
Oh man.
Oh man, that would have been cool to do like a time lapse video.
And I'm so OCD. I arranged every single one of them so you can read the name of it or see the picture.
It's like 500 man hours to do that.
It did. If you only knew how much that bar cost me of my own time.
I can only imagine, right? I wish I had a nickel for every minute you put into that thing.
I'm going to tell, why not? I want my money back.
Right. Right. When I go to sell it, they'll be like, how much is it worth? Well, everything else at the bar is this much, but that bar top is worth this amount.
And that one table. Right? I painted that one table 7 times.
7
Oh my God.
7 times.
The one we were sitting at?
Yes. It's my favorite.
It's beautiful. It's like a blue. It's like a turquoise blue or something, I would say, right?
It is.
And it's gorgeous little table, little country looking little happy table to sit at. And my big ass sat in there, one of them chairs. I think I like broke one of the legs. I made them come loose.
It wasn't broke.
It wasn't broke, but I made it come loose. I'm like sitting in it and I'm like, if this thing crashes underneath me, she's gonna laugh.
So mad.
She's gonna laugh for
You'll
days.
Be mad too.
I'm gonna stand up and say something dumb like I meant to do that. That's what And for my next act, right? You gotta
Stay tuned, folks.
yeah.
Right?
2 shows on Sunday, right? When it's over and done with. Yeah, it was so, and it's a quaint little thing.
Yeah.
She's got it really organized. The bar, you can tell she put thought and effort into it, and working out the kinks on the kitchen.
Right.
Not sure what we're going to do, right? You're not sure yet.
Right now we're doing paninis, flatbreads, salads, soups.
Right.
But I'm considering renovating some more because I just can't get tired of this.
Right.
So,
Right.
and then making
She closed off a door that
huge
she may
kitchen.
open back up.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
why
close the
not?
door to open it up. Right,
Why
right.
not?
It's
get
in there.
bored.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
why not?
Oh, why
Yeah.
not?
Don't want to be bored in life.
No.
Never, not with you. Huh?
No.
So she's getting the full service kitchen
Mhm.
once she gets that opened up.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be like amazing food.
Yeah.
Good. And
It'll be good now, but it'll be amazing later.
so are you going to be open like for lunchtime, for dinner
Yes.
time, and what
Lunch
days of the
and
week?
dinner, 7 days a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on Sundays we'll be doing brunches. So with unlimited mimosas.
We got to go to
from-
commercial.
Okay.
I'll be right back with Heather Boyd and Alexis Ralston-Mitchell.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
All right, ladies, we're back here in the studio, the JoCo voice. I've got Heather Boyd and Alexis Ralston-Mitchell here with me on the show, but I got to do the new commercial. Tiffany sent us an email that we got these new commercials out, and I'm going to butcher this, right? Because I ain't got my readers, and the other one I almost had memorized. JoCo Community Radio is a member of EMG, a radio and podcast collective, proudly serving communities like Johnson and Tarrant County, Texas. We are live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network and on our station app. Check out our lineup and more and tune in JoCo at tuneinjoco.com. We thank our valued partners in helping us amplify the voices of our communities. You heard the commercials. Be sure to connect with the Todd Hurd and Associates attorneys at law. Use code JoCo2024 for 25% off on your first order at thetiffy.com, and join the Swipe Nation today and save on your credit card processing at swipenationusa.com. Locally owned and operated. Reach out to Tiffy at JoCoCommunityRadio.com for advertising and rates That's a period in between the Jo and the Co. JoCo. So it's jo.co at jococommunityradio.com for advertising rates as low as $50 a month. Ooh, $50 a month. You could advertise. Oh, why not?
And DFW Senior Care.
For DFW Senior Care.
$100.
$50 a month. $100. If you just hand me that money before you leave the station today, I will make sure she gets most of it.
No problem.
Not some of it, you know.
Maybe you can get a 2-for-1 discount.
Right, something. I don't know, you know. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something right before it's over and done with. Okay, so while we were at the commercial break, we were talking about, and I want to come back because I wish we could broadcast what we talk about in commercials because it's so funny. So my doctor is 6'5", and he is like, I think at his heaviest, he was probably like 400 pounds. I'm not going to name drop him, but he was a very large man, and he has lost down like 70 pounds and looks great. I mean, still got a belly, you know, he's still working on it, but he went on Mounjaro and he had me on Ozempic. I got on it. My dad started having trouble. My mom started having trouble. We had to move them to another area, and I got off of it, and I hated that I did. And so I went back on the Mounjaro now. And let me tell you something. Part of the weight loss is because everything looks disgusting, like food, just everything. I mean, and if you're not eating full-blown protein, she's like, I'm in.
Dang, I like to eat though.
I do, you know. I mean, but okay, so you as a model, I mean, you probably have leather skin now from all the things where people
I hope it's still
no
pretty soft.
I don't mean I mean like, you know, I mean like you probably have a real
tough skin.
You handle, because I mean, like whenever, okay, let me give you an example and maybe you can tell me what I'm talking about. Whenever I was in the military, we would stunt double or we would double for military members in movies.
Okay.
And they would walk through the room, and I'm going to tell you right now, in the military, everyone looks different. It's a box of crayons.
Yeah.
There's fat, short, tall. And they would walk through and go, too fat, too old, too short, too tall, too blonde, too white, too skinny, like all these different things. And you just like, you're like, dude, we are the military.
Yeah.
Whatever you're putting in there to look hot in those uniforms is not us. Do you get that as a model? Do you get that as somebody who's out there working in the business that, you know, oh, she's too tall. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Oh, this is.
Yeah. Whenever I first started modeling, my mom put me in modeling when I was 15 years old because I was just a rude, crude little girl and just had no manners whatsoever. And she really wanted me to be more proper. So she put me in modeling, and I was tall. I was really tall and lean. And she put me in modeling, and I started at a company, and they said that they only wanted to use me for catalog because I was too large for runway modeling. I wasn't thin enough for runway modeling. And
that hurts.
That really hurt.
You're
I
like,
mean, as
dude,
a 15, 16-year-old girl, and you're being told, and you think you're skinny, and everybody's always been like, you're a beanpole, you're skinny.
You are skinny compared to
some,
but those models are like they're freaks of the industry.
Yes,
they're less than 1% of society.
Yeah.
You are not the norm. The norm was Marilyn Monroe's size. You know, she was whatever she was, an 8, or like by today's standards, she was an 8 or a 9 or something, I think. And so that's a normal size healthy person before having a child. Before all the stuff that goes.
But for runway,
growing.
they want you to be really waif, really lean, so that clothes just kind of hang on your body. In catalog, they like more shapes and things like that because it's a still shot.
Right.
So you have things differently in that. And I did some catalog things like that, and then I kind of got out of it just because I didn't get promoted as much as some of the thinner girls, and I was out of modeling until I had a really bad motorcycle accident in 2000.
Okay.
And I needed something to come back from that to make me feel better, and I found a body painter.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
I have a couple of pictures of his up on my site, and he painted me and it made me feel new. And he asked if I would start modeling for him because I was perfect for what he wanted. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're the
Okay.
canvas and he's
All
the
right.
artist, and together between the two of you make great art together. So
we've been still working together to this very day. 24 years. Leroy Roper and I have been working together, and he showed me that models can be different sizes, different shapes, and do different things. And then I started kind of going more into what they would consider alternative modeling, because you have tattoos and you have piercings and you have different hair. You don't have that typical catalog. Cindy Crawford, Kate Moss, you know, Naomi Campbell, all those girls, they're high fashion. They can't be having tattoos and all that stuff. So, you know, I was able to really branch out in the alternative modeling way better than the other. And then I just kept doing it after I did it for 20 years. And at 40, I guess I retired, and this has kind of brought me back out. So now I'm back, baby.
and for anyone that's aspiring to be models, you know, I mean, this is why I would go there. You know, like I said, it's so the term's thick skin, I guess, right? You need to have thick skin because you're going to hear no.
Yeah.
And as a comedian, as a radio host, as somebody who's produced and done different things, I've heard no 1,000 times. But the one or two yeses are high for me.
Yeah, they're great.
And they're great, right?
Yeah.
And so for anyone aspiring to be a model, I have to tell them, you have to be able to take the criticism that's going to be out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying change you.
Right.
I'm not saying go on this Terry Hatcher diet where you went from being the most beautiful woman in the world to like you look like Skeletor now walking around. She's like a bone just walking down the street. You know, when you see her, she does not look as healthy as she may
used
be,
to, right?
But it just doesn't look it to me. And the sucked in, the sucked in face, the eye sockets look deeper in and stuff. It just doesn't look as well. So you have to have the thick skin. Don't change you. And I also tell, like for the stunt women, the young girls that went from gymnastics, and now that Texas is having more of a rush of their filming more things here. I tell them, look, you can pad up. You can put more pads on. Stay lean, stay healthy, stay fit. Do everything to stay healthy and pad up so you can be Melissa McCarthy in a movie. Melissa McCarthy's very skinny now.
Yeah.
But when she was her heaviest and she was doing like heat and all that stuff, falling over that fence.
Yeah.
I'm like, they can pad up a little person with a suit and you'll hit the ground. You'll feel it, but it won't be as much as like slamming down on it with you know, and so that kind of stuff I tell folks all the time. I mean, like you can, you know, even the Miss America pageant, I remember when I was younger and they would do the swimsuit, not all those girls had big boobs, you know, and so they had those, I don't know what they're called, but those little cup things. This lady was showing, Miss Texas was showing the behind the scenes. She goes, not all of us are blessed. And so she goes, so we have these, you know. And I was like, I think you can buy those off the counter now, you know what I mean? Like anywhere.
Yeah.
But at that time, that was cutting edge for, you know, 1990.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, not all of us. I don't think they even do the swimsuit thing anymore.
Well, some pageants some pageants, they call them, I believe it's the fit portion or like something like that. It's not a bikini part. It's more about, is she fit? Does she look healthy?
Oh, okay.
One of my friends recently did a pageant, and so they had like these little, they weren't so much bathing suits, but they kind of look like sporty bathing suits that they wore to show that they were fit
and in shape. Okay. And the other part of it was you have a lot of people around you while you're changing clothes.
Oh yeah.
We talked about that in the green room, you know, that you can't be bashful.
No.
And it's, you know,
and you
I said
can't
9 lords a leap and come running around the corner while you're changing into your bikini.
You also have to be sure that if you have a significant other, that they are okay with this too, because I mean, you are going to be exposed and changing and things like that in front of photographers, editors, people doing lighting. So you got a jealous boyfriend, jealous girlfriend. That doesn't ever work out well.
I've experienced that from the production standpoint,
Mhm.
where we hired someone to come and interview people, and she's stunningly beautiful.
Mhm.
And she has this huge, muscled up, incredible Hulk standing off to the side, holding her purse and looking at everyone like if you get any closer to her. And I'm like, these guys are scared of your husband. Like,
Yeah.
I can't, we hired you to interview, and these were like techie kids. They were doing
Yeah.
like video games.
Those
They
kids are
never, they never seen a pretty girl.
Yeah, terrified. Yeah.
They never seen a pretty girl, and then they never seen that like she brought Shrek with her to
Yeah.
tear their limbs off if they touch her, and stuff. And so I mean, like I hired you.
Yeah.
Well, he's afraid someone's going to hurt me. You're with me.
Yeah.
No one's going to touch you. No
Yeah.
one's going to hurt you. I handle all that stuff. I don't need, Mike Wachowski from Monsters Inc. standing over
Mhm.
here scaring the crap out of these little kids.
Yeah.
When it's over and done with. So, I mean, I've seen it. Yeah, your significant other
Yeah.
has to be.
They have to be on board with you. And I mean, even parents, I mean,
You've been married for 28 years to
28
your husband.
years,
So, I
yes,
mean,
yeah.
he's been with you through it all.
yes. And he's never been to one photo shoot.
Really?
Not one.
He did.
Not one.
You think he'd get jealous and get mad if
No,
he was? Or he just.
my husband is the least jealous man on the face of this planet. He's like, I never worry about you, baby, because you're going to tell him.
Oh, yeah. They'll
You're
bring
going
you
to tell
back.
him.
Yeah. They'll
You're-
bring you back.
Yeah.
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 They kidnap
You're
you,
going to
they'll-
tell him, and they're going to realize real quick, this is not the one to
Right.
mess with. So
Right.
he lets me deal with it and not deal with it.
I was, those, and I
right.
read those Amber Alerts, and stuff when they come out. And one of them, this isn't funny. I mean, it's a van full of kids. It was like 5 kids. And I'm like, dude, that's the dad. Like, the dad kidnapped them because nobody else is going to grab 5 kids.
Hell
They
no.
would have been fighting. Oh, I'm coming back there and killing all of y'all. And they're like, oh, our mom tells us this all the time,
Yeah.
kidnapper.
Mhm.
I mean, there's 5 kids. My brothers and I, if a kidnapper grabbed all 3 of us, it would have been like grabbing those little triplets off of that damn Brave movie. They got those little boys that tear up.
Yeah.
We'd have tore the kidnapper up. We'd been like,
Yeah.
boy, you done picked the wrong. We were
yeah.
into WWE or WWF back then is what it was called. I mean, like we were into all that stuff. We'd be jumping on it. We'd been whooping on them before it was over and done with.
Parents would leave you in the car to go
Mhm.
into grocery store, and I'd be like, seriously, you're gonna leave me in the car? My mom would be like,
No one's
they
coming.
would bring you back.
They would bring
If
you
they
back.
take you, they'll
Right.
bring you back, Alexis. No one.
So my little brother, I was born in 74. My little brother was born in 79. My little brother had one of the earliest car seats that I remember.
Uh-huh.
And it looked like that seat they roll Hannibal Lecter out with, where he's like, do you hear the lambs clary? He's got that little mask. It was this
Clarice.
big leather, like monstrosity.
Metal bars.
Yeah, and like whenever you took it out, it always hurt you. So we tried to leave it in the car because it would fall, and that metal bar with the leather would fall on you as you're trying to get out and pinch your fingers or something. That was the world we lived in. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that was the first car seat. I remember all babies were held by somebody in the car
Yeah.
when we were young. There was
I don't remember ever being in a seat. Like, I don't even remember being in like the seat.
right.
I think
Right.
they
I
just
would be
stuck
up
me
in the back window,
Right, the
hanging
back
out,
window.
riding.
Well, they
Woo!
advertised
yeah.
it like, you could ride back there and sleep while you're
Yeah.
going. I'm like, Dad, can I get back here? No, you'll die if I hit something. When do you ever hit anything?
And what kind of car are we driving anyway? Are we driving one of those big, huge Dookie Brown
Oh, yeah.
metal cars?
had- So we had the Plymouth. We had this big, huge Plymouth. I don't know, my dad, if you're watching, Dad, chime in and let us know. And then my aunt had pretty much that the one that's in that 70s show, the station wagon,
Yeah.
that big Vista Cruiser
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
She had that big, and I know there was like 15 of us in that car at any given time.
Right.
Back there sitting on
No
like
one in
chains.
no one in seatbelt.
Sitting on chains that they pulled something out with off the trailer hitch on that car. You know what I mean? Like just back there all over that car, bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
I got a Fiero for my 16th birthday.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
a 2-seater with a sunroof.
Right.
We used to cruise gravel roads and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 10 people in that car at one time.
Oh my God.
And they were
a
sticking out of the
two-seater.
car. Yeah, and they were sticking out of the roof.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the roof. Yeah.
Somewhere in Illinois, there was these cute little kids running
Back
around in a
roads, yeah.
Fiero.
Fiero.
In a
Wow.
Drinking Strawberry Hill. Yeah.
Isn't that where Bigfoot was out there in them
I
woods
have a
somewhere?
picture with Bigfoot on my Facebook.
Really? Yeah, he hangs out with me at the bar too
Does
every
he?
now and then. Yeah,
Well,
I think so. Yeah, I think he's real.
there.
I think he's real.
There's a statue of him. We
One
were
time he
switching.
walked out of the woods when we were at my campfire in Groesbeck, and we were standing there, and I was looking at him eye to eye. It was the scariest thing. I was eye to eye with him. I actually wasn't eye to eye with him. He was up there, and I was eye to eye with something else.
Something.
But I was very scared, and I
He
wanted
was
to make
looking
sure,
at me.
I want to make sure he knew I was a man. So I started going, whatever it took, right?
Right.
My buddy, he jokes about his dad. He does stand up about his dad seeing Sasquatch all the time. And he said, "Oh, somebody's going on."
It's my dad.
I was
It's
like,
my
"Oh,
dad.
Dad. Oh, he knows we're talking
Dad
about
calls
it.
Like, oh.
Throw your phone out the window,
So
run.
much for those braces, kid.
Right? I want my money back.
Yeah, I want
right?
my money back. Yeah.
So he's telling about how his dad sees Sasquatch, and he's like, anything my dad sees with eyes looking back at him, he's like, there's a Squatch right there.
Every
Because
time.
he sees Sasquatch everywhere. And so my neighbor at my ranch, he had one of those like night vision scopes or whatever. And so I go and look out there one day, and I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't Bigfoot. There were a lot of raccoons out there.
There were a lot of eyes.
I could see like a these little bitty bodies out there. I like they're miniature. Yeah. There's a bunch of
When you
trash
go to
pandas
sleep,
in those woods.
We're coming to get your garbage.
Yeah, we're waiting for it.
We're just waiting.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So it's hilarious. And I'll get them on my deer feeder all the time,
Uh-huh.
climbing up, trying to get it,
Toots.
and stuff. But my favorite picture ever is one on the internet where it's like this hog and a raccoon's on its back as it's running through. And it was, could you imagine the nightmare fuel of seeing a raccoon riding a hog at you, chasing? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
That'd be hilarious.
It does sound funny, yeah.
Right, running
It
at
stopped
you.
me in my tracks. I'd have
Right.
to look at that.
Yeah,
I'd want a picture.
I've been drinking too much, right?
Nobody's
Going
gonna
back to the
believe
fire
me.
to hang out with
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot's
going
waiting
back
back
with
at the
Bigfoot,
fire. I'm
yeah.
going back to hang with him, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. So, all right. So, when is, I mean, other than Inked Magazine, when is the next thing where people can see you, support you, or any of that stuff? Do you do any public stuff coming up? Anything
No.
on the stage or?
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, Why Not's burlesque show, right?
That's what I'm going to be in next.
Hey,
Be your private dance off
All
dance
right,
off on my name.
I got to get your digits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so you're
Put
doing a
together a
soft
show.
opening this weekend,
Starting next Monday.
starting next Monday.
Yeah.
Soft opening.
And then
We
grand
might not
opening
turn
on
you
the
away
30th.
if you come up and knock on the door and use Mike Wilshire as the password. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Because there'll only be so many people listening to it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not that famous. Somebody told me the other day, you could make or break people in Johnson County with your show.
Whoa.
And I went, who do you know that's listening right now? I can't get my mama to tune in on a regular basis.
Well, I don't even think my dad's listening.
Right.
He's calling me instead.
Dad's calling in the middle of the show because he's not. I'm like, what the heck? I'm not even famous in my own family.
Right. It's like Jesus being kicked from his own hometown. but Dad's kicking me off here.
I've had people tell me, you know who you need to put on your show? You need to put so and so on your show. And I'm like, so and so can't talk a whole sentence without using the F word.
Oh.
I was like, you've never even watched my show. You have no idea what I have on my show. So I'll make stuff up. They'll like, who'd you have on your show last night? Oh, I have this midget that juggles torches right there in the studio. He was juggling torches. And then I had a clown come on and he was doing magic tricks and stuff and just making up just
Well, that's
crap.
fun.
Like,
I wanted to have midget wrestling at my place.
right.
Well,
right.
it's a
well, we
big
can't say
deal.
the M word, right? What are we, little people wrestling?
Little
I don't know.
peoples.
No,
Sorry,
Are we-
guys.
I
Are we
think when it comes
racist
to
or
wrestling,
ableist?
they
No,
still
I'm
say
pretty sure
that.
Say
that's
the
what it
midget.
says when you Google it.
I
Right.
do think that's
Yeah.
what
Right.
they call it when it is wrestling.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of them's a porn star.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. No.
Male or female?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't.
They just
don't
announced that to
know.
you. That was in
Yeah.
the brochure.
Yeah, it was part of the
Oh.
it was part of the Are you interested packet? Yeah.
and it just threw out there that
one of the midgets is a porn star.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like,
FYI.
right.
Yeah.
Just wanted you to know.
First of all, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that, because you're like, what did you think I was hiring him for? Or her? What did you think we were doing? We're not filming this.
I'm not sure which one.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
And they call it the midget toss, right? And I have a friend, his nickname, he is a short person. He goes by midget because everyone's got the same freaking first name as him. So he's always been that.
Yeah.
And they were joking with him one day at the bar, and he's like, hey man, you can make money. And he goes, I'll do anything for $5, dude. I've already told you.
Lord,
he's like, I grew up in Johnson County. I did anything about you throw me against he goes, you throw me against that brick wall right there if you buy me 2 beers.
Slap some peanut butter on me and throw me around.
Oh my God.
He's so much fun. He's a really funny dude. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to you, midget. Love you, brother. But it's micro wrestling. Gary Smith said it's micro wrestling.
Micro wrestling.
Oh yeah, because Gary just went and watched this.
He watched it.
Yes, he and his wife. They told me Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gary
they
Smith.
just told me that they went and watched it, and I was like, I cannot watch that. It would freak. I don't know. I would.
I would so
I don't
watch
know
it.
if I can watch it.
Totally watch it.
I would not be able to turn my head away.
Micro
Right?
wrestling.
Micro wrestling.
It's a good time.
Dum,
It's got it. I like new things in life.
right.
If you have
New
it at your place,
experiences.
I'll try it.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
I'll try it.
All
Will they be in a
right.
full size ring or is it a tiny ring?
I don't know.
Right?
They bring their own ring. I
Oh,
was
they
like,
do.
what are they gonna do? Because I've got rocks.
It's
Yeah.
inflatable.
And I mean, I'm like, I've got
It's
this
a bouncy
stage.
house.
I guess so.
Before they get into the ring, they got
terrible.
one of those little sticks that says you got to be under this height to get into the ring. Like you got to be that short.
They're all gonna rise up against me. and
Right,
go on
they're
my
all waiting out
page and
there.
Be like, don't vote for
Gonna
her.
be-
She's tall.
Tiny little fist.
Get rid of her.
Oh,
There's gonna be all these
no,
tiny
no.
little fist of fury waiting in the parking lot for us. No,
Sorry.
we'll just start kicking. Just kick as you run to the car. Just kick as hard as you can. Right?
Stomping.
I don't know. I think it's awesome, and I think that as a little person, if you can make money at doing it,
Why not?
work what's in your toolbox.
Hey,
That's
that's right.
You know,
Use
work
what
what's
you
in your
got.
toolbox.
Lemons turn lemons into lemonade.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Always. Yeah.
I would go see it though. I will be there. I'll be your
See?
first guest there for it.
I want to see it too. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Right. I don't want to see the porn.
That's
though.
why I
don't
want.
the
No.
Well, I don't want to
No.
see
midget.
that
Yeah,
either.
like, yeah. You're gonna be
No.
like, whatever it is, you
They
keep
have
that.
to rent out the upstairs for that.
Right, right.
Just
We got a special show.
Private
Yeah,
pay per
right,
view
right.
That's a private
upstairs.
party.
We're gonna have a
That's
dude
a
there in a
private party.
tuxedo and got one of those little velvet ropes. That's upstairs. That's $45 just to get past the velvet rope. We have to pay the admittance, to get in there. That's something else. you
yeah,
know?
that's probably a bad idea. I don't think I can rent it out for that.
Yeah. I don't know. We would
That whole
be in
black light
trouble. That'd
thing,
be-
yeah.
you'd be a whole in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I like my stuff too much. That's out.
We don't want to lose. We don't want to lose anything before we've got.
Right,
I mean, we haven't
before
even
you
opened the door.
Right,
Yeah.
right. There will be no midgets will be harmed in the making of this, right? That's
Yeah.
a guarantee. So
Yeah.
she's got this amazing little stage off to the side. It's got some old glass doors and stuff, French doors that she's worked hard on the stage. And I
Yeah.
mean, it looks great. So that's going to be good and you said you're going to try to get jazz bands. I'd like to
Blues,
get an old
Country, everything.
1940s blues, where it was the bass guitar, the upright bass, and something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool if we could find somebody. If
Mhm.
anyone knows out there on the show, and have an 80s band.
80s band for sure.
Have an 80s band for sure. They were on my show recently. God, what 80s Gadgets? That's the name of it. Just reach out to them.
Okay.
They're great. They're funny, good guys.
Mhm.
Did George Michael.
Gotcha.
Did cover George Michael's Faith. And it was hilarious because I remember all you girls thought y'all were going to marry George Michael when y'all were young.
It doesn't
That didn't
matter.
work
He was
out.
fine all the time.
I know, right?
He was.
And
He was fine all the
unfortunately-
time.
It was.
Didn't matter. Doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah, his booty
Yeah.
dancing around.
Uh-huh.
You think us boys didn't practice that in front of the mirror to try to,
Oh, really?
My mom gave me this butt. I had a butt. I couldn't
He's
sing. the
using
song.
what he's
I
got.
got it.
Yeah, there you
My
go.
toolbox was very limited, but I had a few
had
tools
that.
that I could yank out, and I have a booty. All the other men in my family have never-ending backs. It's just two legs that go straight up to a back.
Oh.
None of them have a butt, but I got my mama's padonkadonk.
I heard of a funny way to say butt today from a yoga instructor. She said it's hip flesh.
Hip flesh.
Yes, hip flesh. It's your hip flesh.
Mine's hip chunk.
So,
I mean, there's a lot of.
I got a
there's
kick
lot
out of that.
Butt, there's a lot of butt. I got more belly than I got butt these days. But, all right, we're coming up 26 seconds. We're about to close out. I got Alexis, Ralston-Mitchell in the studio with me, and Heather Boyd. Oh, why not? And don't forget to vote for Alexis on
Inked Magazine.
Inked Magazines.
Mhm.
Yes, and you can find her on her Facebook.
At Alexis Ralston-Mitchell.
That's right. And we are out of here. Thank you, ladies, for being here with me.
Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County,